The power of the dark side, 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 side.
Go readings, children. Greetings, Star Wars fans. Let's knock this out. Sci-Fi Wire reporting some of the Last Jedi's backlash can be attributed to Russian trolls. That's right, folks. I don't know if you knew this, but you actually did like this film. Strange, but I know you were being mind controlled quite probably in the theater. You didn't even need to get out of the theater, go home, or get on your phone in the parking lot and check Twitter. Twitter, they can control your mind right through the airways, right through microwaves, coming right out of your phone, right out of your back pocket, coming into your head and convincing you that you liked Rian Johnson's Star Wars vision. This is from a academic report. When you put academic in front of report, makes it sound a lot more convincing. So if I were to say that there was an academic report saying that dog feces was an excellent topping for bagels, Mr. Morton Bay, would you believe that? Would that make perfect sense to you? So this is this report came from a journalist and author. He's a double threat, Morton Bay. Bay tweeted out Monday afternoon the final draft of his paper. Get ready for this title, folks. Weaponizing the Haters. The Last Jedi and the Strategic Politicization of Pop Culture Through Social Media Manipulation. That's right, folks. Mr. Bay purchased a lot of $10 words and strewn them together to make this sound exactly like the lazy paper written by a 12th grade English student who did not want to write a paper. So in his tweet, Bay said that roughly 50% of the online criticism was political trolling, some of it likely from Russia, of all places. Russia. That's where everything comes from nowadays. So Rian Johnson took to Twitter. Apparently he really loved this. Obviously this helps convince him that he was not the dumpster fire director that we all know and love. But going on, the actual paper, Bay divided those reacting negatively into three distinct camps. Let's see which one you are, folks. Do you have a political agenda? Are you a troll? Do you live under a bridge tapping out incoherent reports on an iPad that you paid several $1,000s for? And are you a real fantagonist? Mr. Bay, inventing a word, fantagonist. Let's look that one up, folks. Let's Google that. Google didn't really know what that was. They think you mean antagonist. There is a report from the online dictionary. There's another report here linking to the same report by Mr. Bay. A couple other reports here. Fantagonist Sports. Let's see what the Urban Dictionary says. It says that and fantagonist is an immature, small-minded, pathetic creature that becomes a Facebook fan of someone just so they can spew hatred rhetoric about them and insult true fans. I don't think that's what this is, Mr. Bay. I don't know if you invented that word or this person invented that word. This was apparently invented in 2010 by You Already Know Who I Am. Obviously, I don't think that word means what you think it means. An antagonist is a person who actively opposes or is hostile to someone or something, an adversary. So fans are not adversaries. Fans are fans. Someone who doesn't like your film is not an adversary of you. That would be more a critic or a fan who has some criticism of you. All right. And by the way, just because a fan has criticism of you does not mean they have a political agenda or they are a troll or that they are a fantagonist, whatever that made up word is. They concluded that 50.9% of those tweeting negatively was likely politically motivated or not even human adding that a number of the users appear to be Russian trolls. How did they appear, sir? Did they have a Russian flag next to their Twitter? Did they have gears and pulleys falling off of them? How did you know that they were trolls and that they were from Russia? I don't know if you know this, but let's get rid of that. Let's look here. If I search for hiding your IP address in Google, I get 99 million results. And there is a way right at the top here showing you how to hide where your IP address goes. So I don't know, sir, if you and the internet have met, but very easy to hide where you come from. And also hate to tell you, but because the media has made Russian trolls such a trope, most people, when they go to hide their VPN address, or when they go to a VPN to hide their IP address, a lot of them choose Russia because of that reason. So you have no evidence of this. I don't think you have any evidence. I think you're just looking with what you see, and you're hoping to construct evidence to support your claim. So, the report goes on to say that Kelly Marie Tran was harassed to the point of quitting her social media. That may or may not be the case. I feel bad for this girl. She's a fine person and a fine actor. She was just given a horribly written, horribly directed part. And I hate to tell you, but yeah, fans can be trolls, and people on the internet can be trolls. They've been being trolls for years, even since probably like the Commodore 64. They've been trolls. So also goes on to say Christopher McQuarrie made headlines announcing he'd never direct a Star Wars movie after a few hours on Twitter. Well, a lot of people conclude a lot of things after a couple hours on Twitter. One of the things you should probably conclude after a few hours on Twitter, that you should get off Twitter. That's probably the best thing that you need to conclude, that you should get off Twitter and stop reading so much of this nonsense. And this, everyone has an opinion. And as you know, what they say about opinions and being the likeness of another part of the human body, we all have them and they all stink. So I'd get off Twitter. That's my thing. So it says, it goes on perhaps even more troubling, and this is yet another example of coordinated trolling using social media as a diversion, which includes everything from national elections to the effectiveness of vaccines. Yeah, also the effectiveness of vaccines. Also, a lot of people, strangely enough, a lot of people in Hollywood who like to tell you who to vote for also believe that there is no effectiveness in vaccines. So think of that the next time you listen to someone from Hollywood tell you who to elect and not to elect. Think for yourself, and do not trust people in movies. They are actors, and they are literally paid to lie. They are paid to lie to you, and so convincingly that you give them money to lie to you again. That's how convincing these people are. So, so this is, I'm sure that whoever wrote this, this is by Christian Long. Mr. Long, I'm sure you're just writing this because this is an interesting piece to write about. I don't know if you believe any of the stuff in here. I certainly hope you don't, sir. But this person, Morton Bay, I don't. I think this was. I certainly hope this was not a this was not a doctorate dissertation. I certainly hope no one's giving you any kind of a degree based on this. That would be shocking. That would be absolutely shocking. First, the fact that someone would give you a degree based on so little information and evidence, and that also someone would give you a degree based on something as silly as Star Wars, as a movie about space cowboys and space wizards. That is absolutely ridiculous, sir. So, Yeah, so folks, this is the level of insanity that we are at in 2018. People saying that you cannot dislike a film because you are probably just a Russian troll, and the criticisms of you and of your feelings about some of the idiocy, the useless scenes, the plot holes, the bad acting, the bad music, the bad scenes, all of that. Yeah, that's just the practice of a bunch of haters. So folks, this is incredibly unfortunate, but this is the level of insanity we're at in 2018. There'll be more of this stuff to come. Remember, I am trying to get this channel moving, so please subscribe down there at the bottom. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell. There will be more of this later, folks.